back to my channel Study My Buddy. So today's our new topic is spectrum. So let's get started with it. Basically, what is a spectrum? Spectrum is a band of 7 colors. Then what is a prism? A prism is a transparent medium bounded by 5 plane surfaces with a triangular cross section. Two opposite parallel surfaces of a prism are identical triangles, while the other 3 surfaces are rectangular and inclined to each other. Then we have a topic, deviation produced by a triangular prism. This diagram shows the deviation produced by a triangular prism for a light ray. When a light ray of a single color enters a triangular prism, it gets deviated by an angle towards the base at the first surface of the prism and travels straight inside the prism. Dispersion of white light occurs only at the first surface of a prism, and deviation of light rays occurs at both the surface of the prism. Get it right. And many students think that a prism produces the colors, but this is wrong. It does not produce the colors, it only splits the various colors present in the light incident on it. Then we have colors in white light with wavelength and frequency range. Light of different colors have the same speed in air but different speed in a medium other than air. If the light entering a prism is not of a single color, that is, it is a mixture of several colors, say Vibgyor. Okay? Then if in visible light, violet color is deviated the most and the red color is deviated the least, because in glass the speed of violet light is the least and that of the red light is the maximum. Now you can see that dependency of the deviation. On which factors does the deviation depends? The angle of the incidence at the first surface, the angle of the prism, the refractive index of the material of the prism. Then we have the Newton's law of dispersion of white light. Sir Isaac Newton, while studying the image of a heavenly body formed due to the refraction of the white light by a lens, found that the image is colored by its edges. He thought that the colored image is due to some defect of the lens. He then repeated the experiment with the carefully polished lens, but the image was still colored. So he concluded that the fault is not with the lens, but there is something in the nature of the white light itself due to which the light is colored at the image edges. To investigate it further, he performed another experiment with the prism. So what was that experiment? Newton allowed the white light from the sun to enter a dark room through a small aperture in the window and placed a glass prism in the path, and he only allowed one ray to enter through that prism. Then what was observed, that white light consists of 7 prominent colors, which were Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. This order of colors in the spectrum can easily be remembered by the word Vibgyor. And this white light is a mixture of large number of wavelengths, that it is polychromatic in nature. Then we have, what is a dispersion? Dispersion is the phenomena of splitting of white light by a prism into constituent colors is known as dispersion. Here also in this diagram you can see, as soon as the button is pressed, all the 7 colors rotate, and if you concentrate you will find that white color is produced. Then we see that what is the cause of this dispersion. It occurs due to the light of different wavelength travel with different speeds in a medium. When white light enters the first surface of prism, lights of different colors due to their different speeds in glass get deviated through the different angles of the base of the prism of white light into the constituent colors takes place at the first surface of the prism. Violet color is deviated the most and the red color is deviated the least, as I earlier told you. Then we have the second part of this chapter, that is electromagnetic spectrum and its broad classification. Then you can see till now we have limited ourselves to the spectrum of light which lies between the red and the violet regions. This spectrum is the visible spectrum and it is only very small part of the entire electromagnetic spectrum. The part of the spectrum beyond the red extreme and the violet extreme is called the invisible spectrum. And the complete electromagnetic spectrum is gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, that is UV rays, visible light, infrared radiations, microwaves, radio waves. Then in this figure you can see that although we have shown in a boundary line in between different waves, but there is no sharp boundary of wavelength between two successive electromagnetic waves. In fact, they overlap to a good extent. The infrared spectrum is the part of spectrum just beyond the red end, while the ultraviolet spectrum is the part of spectrum just before the violet end. Then you can see that this is a electromagnetic spectrum. This is the name of the wave. Then this is wavelength in nanometer. Then this who is the discoverer and some sources and the methods of detection. So later in the chapter also I will discuss about it. Let's move to properties and uses of different radiations of electromagnetic spectrum. So first of all we have gamma rays. These are the most energetic electromagnetic radiations of wavelength less than 0.1 angstrom. They are obtained in radioactive emissions when the nucleus of the radioactive atoms pass from the excited state to the ground state. They are also present in cosmo radiations. Now we have some characteristics of properties of gamma rays. They cause fluorescence when they strike the fluorescent materials. Then gamma radiations easily pass through the human body and cause immense biological damage. They are used in medical science to kill cancer cells and in industry to check welding. See how it affects the body, human body, and cause immense biological damage. Then we have X-rays. X-rays are obtained from a heavy metal target of high melting point when highly energetic cathode rays are stopped by it. Their wavelength in the range of 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. Properties of these are X-rays are chemically more active than ultraviolet radiations. They strongly affect a photographic plate. Like gamma rays, they also cause fluorescence in certain materials such as zinc sulfide. And uses are they are used for the detection of fracture in bones, airport security, mammography, and teeth, X-rays of teeth. They are also used for studying atomic arrangement in crystals as well as complex molecules. X-rays are used by detective agencies to detect concealed precious metals. Then we have UV radiations, that is ultraviolet radiations. These are of wavelength 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. They are the first detected by Professor J. Ritter in 1801. Then some properties of the ultraviolet radiations are they can pass through quartz but they are absorbed by glass. Therefore, to obtain the ultraviolet spectrum from its source, a quartz prism is used instead of a glass prism. This is an important reason when that how we can obtain the ultraviolet radiation by using a quartz prism is used instead of a glass prism. For the same reason, UV bulbs have an envelope made of quartz instead of glass. These radiation travel in a straight line with the speed of 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second in air. They are usually scattered by dust particles present in the Earth's atmosphere. They obey the laws of reflection and refraction. Then we have some harmful effects of the ultraviolet radiations. Skin cancer such as melanoma, cataracts and sunburning, suppression of immune systems, degradation of paints and plastics, tires, and the uses are they are used for sterilizing air, surgical equipments, and producing vitamin D in food for plants and animals. How UV radiation can damage your eye. See, then it is sunlight is the greatest source of UV radiation. Man-made ultraviolet sources include several types of UV lamps, arc welding, and mercury vapor lamps. Then we have infrared radiations. These are electromagnetic waves of wavelength in the range of 8000 angstrom to 10 raised to the 7 angstrom. The infrared part of the spectrum was first detected by William Herschel in about 1800. So, what are the sources of infrared radiation? All red hot bodies such as heated iron ball, flame, fire, etc. are the sources of infrared radiations. Now, the properties. They travel in straight lines like light with a speed equal to 3 into 10 raised from 8 meter per second in vacuum. They obey the laws of reflection and refraction as such UV rays. They do not affect the ordinary photographic film. However, a specially treated photographic film is affected by them. They are detected by their heating property using a blackened bulb thermometer or a thermopile. Then these are the characteristics of the properties which I have already discussed with you. Then these are the harmful effects of the infrared radiation. They may cause skin burns. See how the body is burnt. Uses of infrared radiations are they are used for therapeutic purpose by doctors. and they are used in photography at night and also in mist. It is also harmful for your eyes also. Then we have microwaves, have wavelength in the range of 10 raised by 7 angstrom to 10 raised by 11 angstrom, or frequency in the range of 3 into 10 raised by 11 hertz to 3 into 10 raised by 7 hertz. The sources of these are produced by electronic devices such as crystal oscillators. They are used for satellite communication, in ovens, and in radar communication. Then we have uses I have already discussed: telephone community, radar communication. Then radio waves, these are the waves of longest wavelength amongst all the electromagnetic waves. Their wavelength about 10 meter, or frequency below 3 into 10 raised by 7 hertz. They show all the properties of electromagnetic waves. These waves are used mainly in radar communication and also in radio and television transmission. Now this is a distinction between ultraviolet visible and infrared radiations. See, ultraviolet radiations have wavelength in the range of 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. This is a tabular form. From this you can easily learn. This will show you the causes, how they are obtained, how they affect something. Either they produce heating effect or not. Are they visible or invisible? Then we have, now let us quickly revise what we have done. I will ask you some questions, you can answer. So name the material of prism required for obtaining the spectrum of ultraviolet light. So the material of prism was quartz for ultraviolet radiations, and infrared radiations was the rock salt. And name the radiation which is absorbed by the greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere is. Yes, the answer for that is infrared radiation. Then we can discuss about, name the waves of lowest wavelength. A part is lowest wavelength. Gamma rays, and of the wavelength nearly 0.1 nanometer is X-rays, and used for taking photographs in dark. Infrared rays produced by changes in the nucleus of an atom is gamma rays. So these were some of the questions I can discuss here. In the next video I will discuss more questions related to this chapter. Hope you like my video. If you do so, please click the bell button icon, and please like the video, and do drop a comment too in the comment section. Thanks for watching.